like, show it to me. I'm ready. I'm grounded. I'm ready. I'm breathing. I'm doing the meditations. Tell me more. What I'm listening. Like, tell it you love it. It works for you. If it's nature is mother, then say, hey, Ma, how are you today? I'm listening. You guys got anything to say? If there's a higher self, why are you not talking to your higher self? If you can't hear your higher self, there might be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you have no internal chatter, get checked. Maybe you're on medication.
I hear that. When we're talking about this, all this that you've brought to the table, for me, I can see the tie-in with the yellow sun that because we're in the fifth gate, that we had at one point, and now it's much whiter.
It's so bright.
What is this?
This is the transformation. It's like the sun is going to evolve. We're going to evolve alongside of it. But when I say we, I mean our flesh, the human experience, bodies are the ones that are being held back. Cats, dogs, other animals, we're like, oh, they could see the paranormal. No, they see what's really there. You don't see what's really there.
Yeah.
That's why they're staring at the door like someone's there, because someone's standing there. I've had to go through the man in the closet. Is there someone looking at me from the closet? I'm the guy that gets up and opens the closet and will beat the shit out of whatever's in there. I don't care. They're raw. I go, okay, you done? Is that the best you got? My turn now. And then, because not having that fear, and I don't know where and when it kicked in, and it is frightening stuff at times, but man, you get stronger standing in the truth.
Yes. Yes.
I said to the reptilians, are you going to beat and rape me more? Like, you've killed me like how many times? And you're like, and we'll do it again. I go, how many more can you do? And they were like, all right, forget it. Never mind. And I knew this was the last round. So I was like, you ready? Because after the next round, it's my turn.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? And they were like, well, we're not going to do nothing. We're going to leave. Bye. Never dealt with them again. And that now when I deal with them, they're asking me for something.
Interesting.
They're like, hey, do you think? It's like, oh, yeah. What do you think? The answer is no. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I help, but I don't. You got to change if I'm going to change. You could come along for the ride. If you do, I'm in. If you're going to be a pain in everyone's side, then the answer is no.
Yeah.
There's physical and spiritual, etherical layers of beings. There's the flesh ones are standing right there, invisible, walking through walls, as well as the spiritual ones just floating around. You know, guys like me or people like me that are in this world, the neo-shamanic people, where you just take everything, mix it together, see it for what it is, and go, okay, here's the new thing today, and then takes it head on. We got a little bit of an advantage for when the mask comes off of the whole thing. You won't worry being in my household, and that's really all I could do is to give people the information and then worry about the people around me. So when the mask comes off in society, just as it is right now, and everyone's seeing things for the way they are,
yeah,
there's a buffer zone between them and what's happening, because ayahuasca is the best, right? I wish everyone can do it, but it's not for everybody at all. And not many people should do it, because you're not going to handle it. She'll take care of you. Mother will always take care of you, but at the level and the point that we're at, we're hitting head on now. We're going to collide with the truth face first as a society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great time to live through.
I'm in the mystery mobile. I'm here for this. Of course, the moments where I feel the most alert, and you know, the fuckery of the psychological field is when you're feeling very alert, when you're in tune, that can look like, or what they've turned in this inversion around as paranoia. Paranoia is a sign of power. Paranoia is the sign that you're lucid and you're aware of all these other factors going on. It has nothing to do with what the psychological realm has done and used it to bring good people who are having real experiences and control them through putting them in hysteriums and doing all the stuff we've heard, all the fuckery. But I want to get to this idea of time. So for me, in this kind of decaying process, or chrysalis, because in the chrysalis is the whole cycle's happening, decay and regrowth. I definitely, and I think a lot of people understand this, that I think part of the biggest lie here, and for me, perhaps the biggest lie here, is that time exists. I feel like that is the first manipulation in this realm is time, because time's what? Keeping everyone on the hamster wheel. It's keeping everyone in check. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. No wonder there's a TikTok app out there that is so popular. And there's this idea of the manipulation of it outside of the concept of it. So, you know.
And what did Kronos, who is time,
yes,
right, Father Time, what did he do? He ate his children.
He ate
right?
his children, yes.
It all starts with that piece of shit right there.
It sure does.
You go right to the root of the problem. Would your daddy show you how to do this?
Uh-huh.
Right? And then you work your way out from there. And then what does that mean? That means metaphorically no time. It's because we are in a collective experience, what they call the experiment, right? The great experiment. And this is the living library, and on and on and on. You know, we're all talking pretty much about the same exact thing. So we're a protected or encased environment. We're protected. We're not completely sealed off by any means. We're more sealed off by protection than actual like a domed firmament like that. However, our lens, our internal lens, I've seen them doing this to us lifetime after lifetime, inserting into us what we're capable of being allowed to see. So we only see certain things, and it keeps us a certain way. Thus, we only manifest because we only see things a certain direction in a certain way. And we're growing out of this place, and it takes beings that are able to overwrite the programs and the systems to pop out to show everyone it's a fake system. It's going to break down and fall apart. The time exists only inside of this.
The way I see it is it's an excuse for order. And they use it against us saying, well, our minds couldn't handle, we need it's whatever date. You need it's 6:00, it's time for dinner. It's 8:00, it's time for a shower.
Oh, yeah. Domination protocol.
Yeah. But we don't need it. And the more we realize we don't need it, the more supernova we internally go, the brighter we get, the more empowered we become, because time is what's fucking binding us, Frankie.
Well, this is what we're shattering. It's the lens of time, right? So, like, I don't quite know how they make time. I had a theory from looking at it as if it was a projection from Saturn to the moon, from the moon to Earth. It was also collecting souls, but the Earth's rotation was off, and it was bigger. It was so much bigger than what we're being told. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it was spinning a certain way. And I was like, why right here? I'm like 1 inch away from this bubble that's around the planet. And then I'm in like this weird, swirly, dancey state where I'm not clumsy and I feel really fresh and motivated. And they're like, oh, you're not in time. They knew exactly what I was talking about. So I go, so what the hell? And then they're like, oh, yeah, you're in the meat machine. I always call it the meat machine. They're like, you go step in there and you start deteriorating. However, you don't have to, because you're God source, having a human experience, so you can stop that from happening, because you're convinced it's occurring inside your own personal bubble aura. You like project these images of what you think is real, but it's not real. So if you just start working with the theories that we're teaching you, it'll eventually just break that down. You'll notice yourself slowing or stopping it within your own thing while it's trying to continue around you. I'm like, this is massively confusing. And then it occurs and I go, oh, that's what you meant. It's the moment between, like, if somebody's pitching a fastball at you and you're a really good hitter and you take a look and the pitch is coming at 90 miles an hour, but to you it's like taking 3 seconds to get to you, even though you're reacting in a flash of a second, an eye blink, it's occurring. You know, in superhero movies, they do a good job with this, where the guy kind of, you see that his senses go off, and then you're like, I don't know what the hell is happening, and then a car comes flying through the window, and he just doesn't look, and from behind moves his head, and it just misses him.
Yeah.
This is a representation of the things that we can do to break through this. As we break through in our own weird little one layer here, one layer there, one layer, time is the overall layer.
Yes.
That is the one that exists around us. That's the last one to go. When that drops, you go. Or does it drop, or do you transfer out? This is when they talk about the two-train theory. Like, I got some of these ideas, and I've seen from the other side, so it's not as much ideas as what I've seen, where the two trains are riding together, and we're just all talking together. And then we notice we're separating into different cars of the different trains, and the trains are riding together. And then you realize you're in separate compartments. Right. And then the trains riding together, different ideas start separating people. And they're like, no, this is how it is. And you got a fear-based system. And the train in the front begins to pull away slowly in one direction. And this is when they talk about going east and going west. I still don't know. Like, they never physically showed it to me the way I need to see it. And the other train that you're in starts going the other direction slowly and surely, and the back of the train could still change cars, they could still change ideas and manipulate it any way they want to, but eventually they're not going to be, and they're going to be in two separate directions. Well, one of those directions is 5D, and the other one is the AI timeline, just to keep it simple. Right? So then we're making this choice. The 5D breaks time.